Hello guys and welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Today I'm bringing you 4 replays in varying tanks. The first game is in the tier 10 French light tank, the MX-13-105. Yeah, and we're doing what I would normally do in a scout tank on this map, and that is pushing to this flank and trying to spot them up as they're getting across, trying to come across. And it looks like their light tank's already got that over to that side. Yeah, and spotted a few guys up there. Got a first bit of assistance, but it was pretty negligible by the looks of things because it didn't even count it, the hit points it did. So yeah, we're just trying to find a shot, and we actually do get a shot on that guy. Oh dear, he's dead straight away. As you can see, we are top tier, but there is tier 8s in this game. So we have 2 tiers up. So some of these tanks, and as soon as I get into the game, I mean, it's been such a long time since I played this tank that I go, you know what? The ammo count on this tank is pretty miserable, right? If we're continuously firing, we're going to run out of ammunition pretty quick. Premium rounds in this is heat, I believe. So that's why I don't carry too many of them. Heat is not my favorite round for a premium round, that's for sure. I'm not overly keen on it because obviously it doesn't go through spaced armor, and there's a lot of spaced armor in this game at the moment. And it travels slower than APCR, so I obviously have no problem carrying mainly APCR for this tank. It will obviously mean it struggles frontally against heavy tanks, and oh, that was a close one. He was looking at me, I was looking at him, just who was going to fire faster, and I managed to fire faster, so we go unspotted, but the guy behind me is probably still spotted, so I don't want to take a hit from him, so I pull back. There's not many of our guys going up the other flank, which is good because that's pretty suicidal going up that way. But we want to kind of spot because there's bound to be some enemy tanks going that flank, the KJ line. So we're going to go do a little bit of spotting for our guys that are camping this side. Got a heavy and a medium. There are tanks over there, but I don't want to get pushed too much further. I don't want to risk getting spotted at this point. It's a bit of a shame we can't see anything which is quite a surprise. That heavy is a bit of an odd position. He's obviously got some brains because he's behind a bush, which is going to mean he is harder to spot. But he's very much out in the open there, and he is a heavy at the end of the day. So this medium spots this guy up. There are clearly some guys over that way. So it looks like there's a light tank going over this way. Obviously, if we can take out the light tank, opposing light tank in this game, then we're going to have a much better game. As you can see, we have not done too much at this point. We bounce on a tier 8, and then we unfortunately don't hit the last shot because he gets taken out before. So, like I said, we're just not having a very good game at all right now, right? We've only got about 1,000 damage in a tier 10 tank. Obviously, that's kind of like how light tanks work. They do a lot of spotting in the initial game, and then when the enemy team is lacking in tanks, they kind of move in to get the actual damage. So that's what you'll see here, really. We are now being a bit more, a little bit more confident in our spotting because it's near the end of the game. This game is going in our favour, so if we do not get any spotted or actual damage, this isn't going to be a particularly good game for us. So we're going to be a bit more confident. We've got full amount of hit points at the moment, so you know, why not? And of course, there are still some very dangerous tanks on the enemy team. That machine is very dangerous. If you could put his full clip into me, that would be not very fun. but we are going to risk it for a biscuit. We are definitely winning. Our team is pressing the advantage right now. And there's a light tank. Of course, light tanks have the best armor in the game. And we are not doing any damage right now. We're putting in another reload. Just bouncing off everything by the looks of things. It's not the best, right? And that light tank is still in the game. And of course, he could counter us. Our Tiger 2, of course, hits the middle of the river and, well, kills himself. So that's not great. But we can help spot up here for our allies. A light tank. We're going to try to take care of the light tank. He is irritating us. And we miss our first shot. Get one shot into him. And yes, this machine goes after us. We managed to put our last remaining shot into him, and he obviously has finished his rounds too. So we go for another reload at this point. We are still spotted, unfortunately, and there's only 4 tanks left, and the game has suddenly got quite a bit closer. And unfortunately, we've got 1 heavy tank left and 3. And we bounce off a tier 8. That's great news. So we again another full round of shells, and we only get 1 into the enemy. And that's what I'm seeing a lot with some of these older tanks I've been playing. They just can't seem to pen the enemy tanks. Now the team is now equal. Now we've got that dangerous Tyran here who could pretty much one-shot us, so we got to be very careful with that. So we're going to keep pushing up. We're going to try to take out these 2 tanks over here. There's a tier 8, and that machine is over here. I haven't seen, and there we go. There's a not sure why they're pushing so heavily, these 2. And we get a nice side shot into him. And he's facing that enemy. We track him, but unfortunately repairs straight away, and we put him out of the game. Now we've got to wait for the reload. I am worried about the machine. He seems to quite like me, so we've got to be very careful that he doesn't push us now that we're reloading, because he could, like I said, almost clip us out here. And especially with that Tyran, I don't know where that Tyran is. The Tyran's got quite good camo, so it could be anywhere at this point. And you can see we've only got 1 tank advantage. Now he's looking the opposite direction, but of course now he's not going to be. So that is obviously not what we want to do. We don't want to be going face to face with this guy. Yes, we're pretty fast, but he's also pretty damn fast. We want to take him by surprise. If we can get him unspotted, of course, with that Mon misses. He's pushing that direction. And we take him out. So that's the machine taken care of. We've still got 2 enemy tanks. And this game has really picked up. Right, the main part of the game, we were doing absolutely nothing. But now that we're last few tanks, we can really push the advantage of our light tank. I don't realise at this point we've only got 2 rounds of APCR left. I'm going to try to track him. We do, but not actually take him out. And of course, we don't actually do any damage, but we track him again, and we bounce the Tyran there, which is very lucky. I guess it must have hit the gun mantlet or something like that, because it didn't count as blocking. Now we've got heat coming in. Not something we need for that heavy, but we don't really need it for the Tyran. As you can see, we're bouncing and not even taking his tracks off. That's not great. So we are going to push along here, because we want to get that heavy taken care of. Once that heavy's taken care of, our TDs should be free to move up. I'm just worried about this Tyran. Could be around. He was here the last time he shot, he was around here. So we want to be very careful. But we want to get behind this heavy. Then there's nothing he can do against our heat rounds. And there he is, taken care of. reposition slightly just in case the Tyran was watching where we were shooting from. We go for a reload because the Tyran was on full health, so we want to put as many shells into this guy as we can. And we're pushing up just to see where he is. I thought maybe he's going to go for the cap. Maybe he was going to support his teammate by coming up on the hills over here. A possibility. And again, we've got to be careful because he might actually spot us about the same time as we spot him. And we're going to take a big old hit. And if he's got a HE round in and it pens, that's pretty much our game over. So we are pushing up and he's still not spotted. Where the hell is he? And there he is. We get spotted. And in the same, we managed to put our first shot in not fully aimed because every shot is missed so far. We've got another shot into him and he is looking at us. And I think he rushed that shot a little bit. He misses. We've got 4 kills now, guys, and 6,000 damage combined. And now he seems to be, I don't know what he's doing. He's just running away. And he actually takes out one of our tanks. And he's just not looking at me at all. He obviously knows I'm reloading, but there we go. Taking out 5 kills. 6.5, just over 6,500 combined. Not bad game in the end. I still enjoy this tank. Could do with a bit of a boost to its penetration, but I think that's the same for a lot of tanks these days. And then we came top of the team as well, so that we got first class. All right, we are in the Yag Tiger 8.8 premium TD. This used to be a really decent tank because it's got a bit of armor, and its gun is just so fast reloading. It was great, and obviously, but it's a very old premium, so it's just not quite what it used to be. I think it did get a buff not too long ago, but was it enough? Probably not, no. So I'm just saying, like all tanks, yes, yeah, you're probably not going to be doing these massive games very often in this thing, not consistently, because it's just not quite what it used to be. But it's still capable of these types of games from time to time. As you can see, we're just putting shots away because look at the amount of ammo we've got in this thing as well. It's just fantastic. You don't mind just taking random shots because in a few seconds you'll be reloaded and you've got plenty of ammo. Anyway, as you can see, we are 2 tanks down already. That is not a good sign for any game. As if anybody plays Wheels of Tanks, going 2 tanks down straight away, you're just like, right, another losing game it is then. This light tank is poking. Don't know if I can do much. Just hoping that he's going to get overconfident and push too much and give me a shot into him. And as you can see, we are spotted. So we're watching across the map in case there's someone over there shooting. We have actually got someone looking at us. Not sure who that is, so we pull back a little bit. And this guy's just pushing. He is just pushing. He hasn't realised. And we put a nice side shot into that light tank. We damage his gun, so he's got to repair that. So that's going to be good news for us. This guy, I don't know what he's doing in front of us. He's just sitting side on. It doesn't fill you with confidence when you see a tank like that. Just sitting side on like that. It's just, you're giving him an easy pen. And he's pushing back behind. Maybe he's trying to get better gun depression. Possibility. Because he is hiding behind the rocks when he can. Yeah, this light tank really wants a piece of us. And we're quite willing to... if he's got premium rounds, he could go for our superstructure. But if he hasn't, there's a good chance if he's not fully aiming on our lower plate, there's a good chance he might bounce. It's one of the Probably one of the only times this tank's can actually bounce anything is from a light tank. And that being said, of course, we are so close. We are actually top tier, I believe, in this game, so we can bounce some tier 6s and tier 7s, that's for sure. I'm just waiting for him to poke up again. He's trying to spot for his team our tanks on that hill. We've got a heavy and there you go. Managed to put another shot into him. He's getting a bit annoyed, and he gets annoyed by that. He then exposes himself again, giving us the killing shot. We actually get hit there, and that was fairly decent amount of damage we bounced there. So we pull back. We are actually, as we can see, the ice road, as we call it, along the A line is being lost. So we are now pushing back towards the base. Hopefully no one will come up the middle, because we're going to get shot in the behind, and not much we can do about that. And I don't know what this guy is doing. He is obviously not paying attention to the map, because he's just sat there, even when our medium tank's getting swamped. Now this is where we're going to struggle, guys. Again, it might have got a buff fairly recently, but obviously, like I said, not enough, because we have noticed what tank we're up against, the KV4, and we put in the premium rounds to help put a shot away. We get the first shot in, nice little pen. I think this is going to go well for us at this point. And this guy pulls back, probably a good idea, and he blocks our shot, which is very nice. We don't need the premium for that guy, but we're going to keep it in, ready for that. And yeah, missed that shot, unfortunately. Try to track him in place, see if someone pens him. He rushes his shot. Of course, at that angle, we bounce off his cupola, which means we're struggling to pen this guy in the weak spot with the premium rounds. I think we hit the top of his turret there. We're trying to hit his cheeks, and of course he pens that one. And again, having a bit of trouble. It's 8-6 in our favour now. Our team seems to be pulling it back a little bit. And I think that's to do with we are actually holding 2 tanks up here, while the rest of the team is free to basically take on every other tank in the game. This guy... We try to make the KV4 bounce then, we actually do it. We hit that small tiny shot there, but we can't seem to hit that massive cupola on the actual KV2. It's fairly annoying. We are risking it here. I don't know what he's doing. Again, we try to go for that drive wheel and penning it at the same time. Didn't work. Again, we're just wasting all these premium rounds. Quite annoying. We realise our gun needs repairing, and we do that straight away. And again, just not penning this thing. We load in actually the Hesh rounds right now, seeing if they actually do any damage, but we missed that one. I think we were trying to load premium and realised we actually put AP rounds. We're just kind of actually, right now, we are actually waiting for him to make a mistake. We're trying to get him to push, because we're struggling to pen. So we're trying to get him to overexpose, if possible. And he's doing damage to our ally here, which is not good, and not taking any damage in return. And the team is getting a bit more equal now. So we are actually pushing again. Missed that shot. Managed to get him to bounce. So we are pushing. We are going to push this guy. And then we realise this tiger's just puts... And of course, we're bouncing shots, but we also not hitting on the target sometimes. And he does some damage. I think he's put in HE. Take him out of the game. And we actually pen that with normal rounds, because we are looking down on him. There we have light tank, enemy light tank. We're going to push him now. And he's put in the HE rounds by the looks of things. Pen him again. Hit that weak spot in the front. Machine gun port. Taking him out. Right, so finally got past this guy. So we got just over 4,000 damage. We've got 3 kills. And there's 4 enemies on the tank, enemy team. But unfortunately, we are in one of the slowest tanks. So will we get any more damage? That is yet to be seen. Our team seems now a lot more confident and are actually doing some attacking at last, which is nice. Could I have been a bit more confident? The thing is, I actually that's just one of the things is getting across that gap on this game. If you're a slow tank and you're a big tank, you could get absolutely obliterated going across. So that's why I stayed this side of the map. Now, this map is actually in Cold War. I don't know whose idea was it to make this into a Cold War map, but it's completely stupid. Like this, when it's the World War II version of the game, yeah, fine. You're looking at a light tank needs to push and spot across the gap there for their tanks to actually shoot anybody. But in Cold War, you can see them. So people don't go to the 1-2 line because on that corner, because you're going to get shot as you go across because everyone can see you. I just don't think it's suitable for Cold War. Because a big part of the, about half the time, your allies and enemies just only use one half of the map. Now again, we didn't get that last kill, but we had a decent game, and this tank doesn't see many decent games. We came first. That's very rare in this tank these days, and we got a first class. Not bad at all. Right, next 2 games, guys, is in the Scorpion G. Again, tank I haven't played for a long time. Knew it is very good. Even with like the power creeps and the better tanks coming out, this is still a very solid TD. As you can see, not the most amount of rounds ever, but definitely usable. And obviously, it's one of those tank TDs that is very usable, but yeah, it hasn't got any armor like the Ag Tiger does a bit, but it's got a turret. It's not a very fast turning turret, but it's still a turret so you can use it, at long range because it's got quite good camo. You can also use it as a peekaboo tank as well because it does have a turret, traversable turret, which is very useful. And you're pretty slow on the acceleration, but you can reposition as well. So it's an all-round very good TD, and you do hit pretty hard. Risking it for a biscuit here. And of course, light tank armor, best armor in the game. We pull back. We've probably got tanks coming across. And we finally do pen the damn light tank and take him out of the game. Very important, but there is another light tank in the game as well, I believe. Yeah. A nice big hit into that tier 7. Light tank, another light tank coming across. Can we finish him off? No, unfortunately not. That tier 7 is, yeah, unfortunately took the plunge, and this team doesn't seem to want us to support him. So he's very much stuck in pretty much a dead man walking at this point. And the enemy team has lost 2 tanks to our none so far, so it's looking good, right? And we're going to sit here for a while just to make sure nothing else decides to cross. And as you can see, our team is being aggressive, and that's kind of what it means to win a game. Unfortunately, again, light tank armor. That's 3 shots into light tanks, and twice it's only damaged one of their modules. So the teams have equaled up a little bit here. Our TDs who've pushed on the CD line have kind of not really cleared out the enemy. So they're getting shot on the side and things like that. But they are, like I said, being aggressive. That helps quite a bit. So we are actually going to push down at this point. Got to be careful. Just so we can actually get some damage in. Because there's still plenty of damage to be done. I know there's a tank up there somewhere. There he is. There's a tank there. Can we get a shot on him? No, unfortunately not. And the teams are equaling out as our tanks being super aggressive. It's not really working out for them at this point. We're getting pushed back and dominated. And our other flank has finally decided to push as well, which is good. So I still think we're going to win this game. And as you can see, we are not doing any damage right now. He's pushing back. Of course, rush that shot and actually get tracking damage only. And there we go. So far, again, another game where I've been a little bit lacking in the damage department. Careful of our flank. We're going to take care of this heavy who's pushing towards our and we set him on fire, and we get shot in the behind, so we're going to push a little bit more aggressively. Not sure what's pushing me. It's this guy, tier 8 medium. Yeah, and he seems to be pushing pretty heavily. Yeah, so we are gonna finish that guy off, which is nice. I'm not sure what he was thinking. This guy is rushing me. I thought, uh-oh, I actually might die here, but actually this guy was only a one-shot to me. So yeah, thanks for his hit points, but I am almost a one-shot for everything. Got to be very careful. This guy has got good armor. I put in the HE rounds, the HE rounds rather, because all I have to do is splash this guy to finish him off. And there we go. Perfect. And that is why you do like to carry some HE rounds for those kind of occasions. And I put in the premium because I thought that Goranich would be pushing me. And decided apparently not to push me. I'm not sure what this guy is doing at all. And of course, rush that shot and actually bounce. Should have taken like a split second longer, and I would have probably penned the side of his turret there. I think I actually hit his mantlet or gun there. So waiting for him to push up along here. And I'm not sure what he's doing here, because he's not going for the cap. Maybe he's trying to take that other TD by surprise, because we do not have any artillery in this game right now. So, which is what I presume he would be doing right now, is trying to finish off the artillery, but we haven't got any. So I'm not sure what he's doing right now. We've got a guy in the cap. Realise that he's the only tank left in the game, so we might as well push and try to push this guy and get some damage off. And no, he comes out instead. Yeah, fine. We'll take that. So we got 5 kills from over 3,000 damage. Pretty solid game. Obviously, 5 kills probably got me the XP I needed for the first class, but damn, still puts out. And this next one is in the Scorpion G. As you can see, there are some lower tier tanks in this game. We're gonna again, this map, I don't know what's wrong with these guys at the moment. A lot of the games I've played recently where majority of the team sit in the cap area or push into the valley rather than going to the AB line. A nice shot into that guy. Unfortunately, I think that guy is platooned up, so that might get some retaliation from his teammate, who I believe, yeah, we've got an artillery, so we pull back, right? We don't want to get hit. So we put 2 shots out straight away. We are top tier because we did see that KV2, and we managed to put a nice shot into him, and then that tier 8 light tank. Obviously, light tanks are always good to get out as quickly as possible because, like I said, in the first game, it's at the end of the game, the light tanks are extremely dangerous. And there we go, another tank taken care of. Yeah, you do not want to get spotted, and that's why I never really go to the front of these gaps. I'm probably thinking that light tank's probably spotting me up. I'm almost kind of baiting a shot from that tank over there, so we get spotted up, and we are getting targeted by artillery, trying to be as difficult to hit as possible. So we are open top. If he does hit us, that's going to be a lot of damage. You know how much I hate artillery. And it looks like our team is now actually doing their due diligence and actually going up to the brawly area. We still possibly get a shot on this guy, but he is lower than we think he is. And these bloody light tanks need taken care of as well. And it looks like they are pushing. And there's a heavy tank, and he's pushing into the valley. Genius. He's a tier 8 as well, so you think he would know better. And I'm just waiting for him to make a mistake, because he's made his first big mistake by going into the valley like that. Because the only way you can get out of the valley is by going up the hill, leaving you totally exposed. So terrible. And obviously our team seems to be winning the brawly area, so he's going to be getting shot from behind any second now. So yeah, just not sure what he's thinking. Not sure what he's thinking at all. Now, I am pushing a little bit too much here. There we go. He is exposing himself there. Big old hit into him. Pretty much anywhere on his side I can, and at this angle I'm going to be able to pen. And again he's pushing, and he's pushed too far out. And again, just taken out there. He should have gone to the brawly area and helped his team defend that area. Waiting for these light tank. There's only one light tank left. Yeah, our team is still kind of in. They've got 2 heavies at the base, which isn't good. If they're bottom tier, I can kind of forgive them, but yeah, just not a particularly good move. Anyway, seeing if we get any more side shots into these guys. So we are not deciding. The game is pretty much won. We want to take advantage of that, and we're going to push up. That light tank is there. Just, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately missed that shot. That would have been a lovely shot into his rear. Probably would have set him on fire. Probably would have finished him off. Never mind. We're going to help our brawly area, because, like I said, we've got like 5 tanks doing what they shouldn't be doing. Yeah, and now we could possibly still lose this game because the enemy has decided to go to the brawly area and do their job. But we're going to push up and we're going to, of course, track him because we didn't fully aim. He's taken care of. This guy. We take a massive hit, but it was worth it. We managed to take the whole tank out. And he seemed to be a decent player. He was trying to side scrape there. But who knows what would have happened if that guy had stayed there and done some damage. I mean, they've got a heavy pushing. So what we have to do here is just get in the rear here and obliterate him, finish him off. As you can see, we've got over 5,000, over 3,000 combined. And yeah, this guy could be a big pain. We're just gonna keep pumping shots into the guy. Got, unfortunately, artillery's now looking at us. We're gonna try to finish off this guy. There we go, finished him off. Nice. Well over 4,000. Finish him off. Another tank finished off. Unfortunately, we didn't finish off that guy, but what can we do now? Let's hopefully, I'm hoping to get a shot onto the artillery. And he is much obliging us here by sitting on top of the hill. We pull back in case he looks at us. He's trying to get into cover. No, he's not. 5,500 combined. Yeah, very good tank still. Low speed on that shell velocity, but still great. Anyway, if you like the video, give it a like and subscribe because I'll be bringing you more of this in the not so distant future. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.